So, y'all, today, as we continue to look through the lens of the James Webb Telescope, today we're going to be looking at the most recent discoveries from it, right? That has scientists a bit on edge, all right? So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, man. If y'all aren't getting alerts to your phone like I am, make sure y'all go type in. As soon as you start typing in, it wasn't even a site I had to go to. I just started typing in things about James Webb, and now all of a sudden I receive alerts. You know what I mean? So do that if you want to keep up-to-date action, or you can wait for the video, like this one. Here we go.
Decollage liftoff from a tropical rainforest to the end.
The views of Neptune and its bizarre moon Triton have been called astounding.
We're looking at light traveling 186,000 miles per second.
Okay.
You can imagine that.
The James Webb Space Telescope? I know a little bit about it.
The James Webb Space Telescope has shifted its focus from the distant universe to the solar system, taking a picture of bright Neptune and her wispy, dusty rings. Since NASA's Voyager 2 flew by Jupiter for a few hours in 1989, it has been the first time since scientists have gotten such a clear picture of the furthest planet from the Sun. Webb's capacity to image in the infrared has now allowed us to get a fresh look at Neptune's atmosphere. So what exactly has the JWST found on the planet Neptune? How does this incredible finding change our perspective on the solar system as a whole? Dive in with us as we explore the disturbing new finding on Neptune made by the James Webb Space Telescope. Neptune is the solar system's 8th and final planet. Neptune's position as the 8th and final planet used to go back and forth between 8th and 9th before Pluto was downgraded. Neptune is a fascinating planet, and not just because of its electric blue hue, which makes it stand out from the other planets. Neptune was concealed from humans for eons since it is so far away and cannot be seen without a strong telescope. However, scientists found...
At first glance, all I get is, I bet it's cold there. You know what I mean? That far distance from the sun, the look of it just gives you those cold Pluto vibes as well. I just keep thinking, cold, cold, cold.
It is so far away and cannot be seen without a strong telescope. However, scientists found Neptune on the night of September 23rd and 24th, 1846. The finding was made possible by mathematical predictions of its expected position as a result of observable deviations in Uranus's orbit. Neptune is too faint to be seen with the human eye, hence the discovery was made through a telescope. Astronomers quickly identified a moon circling Neptune, but it would take more than a century to spot another. After the discovery of Uranus in 1781, astronomers noticed anomalies in the 7th planet's orbit that could not be explained by Newton's law of universal gravitation. They hypothesized, however, that gravitational forces from a distant planet may account for these anomalies. Almost a full orbit of the Sun had been completed by Uranus by the time it was identified in 1845. The two possible locations of this planet by astronomers Urbain Jean-Joseph Le Verrier of Paris and John Couch Adams of Cambridge, England. Johann Gottfried Galle, using Le Verrier's calculations, made the first observations of the new planet using the Fraunhofer telescope at the Berlin Observatory. He was off by only 1 degree. Neptune was not first recognized as a planet, but it was later determined with the benefit of hindsight that other astronomers, beginning with Galileo Galilei in 1612, might have detected it as well, but failed to do so due to its sluggish motion relative to the background stars. After only 17 days, amateur astronomer William Lassell used a telescope he built to detect Neptune's first moon. However, in 1949, a second moon, Nereid, was identified. At around the same period, the first moon was formally given the name Triton. The first moon of Neptune was named since everyone assumed it, like Earth, would only have one moon. The third moon of Neptune wasn't spotted until 1981, when scientists were already studying the planet's rings.
Doesn't it look like Neptune hasn't had any activity? Like, when you just looked at Triton, you look like you could have saw craters, which could have possibly been volcanoes or different things like that. You know, you've seen different things or it could have been where things have collided and hit it. With Neptune, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It don't look like it's had any damage. It don't even look like it has any craters, no volcanic activity. It doesn't look like, and that's just from, you know what I'm saying, from this distance. But man, it just looks like nothing. Nothing.
The vast majority of Neptune's surface was hidden in darkness due to its great distance from Earth until the flyby of Voyager 2. However, now scientists have access to revolutionary technology that will reveal Neptune's hidden mysteries. That's the James Webb Space Telescope, a record-breaking observatory costing $10 billion. Neptune is about 4 times the size of Earth, with a radius of 15,299 miles, or 24,622 kilometers. If Earth was the size of a nickel, then Neptune would be roughly the size of a baseball. Neptune orbits the Sun at a mean distance of 30 AU, where 1 AU is the average distance from the Sun to Earth. This equates to a distance of 2.8 billion miles, 4.5 billion kilometers. This indicates that it takes 4 hours for sunlight to reach Neptune. A day on Neptune lasts around 16 hours since the planet rotates or spins once in less time. A year on Neptune, or the time required to complete an orbit around the Sun, is equivalent to approximately 165 Earth years.
Good grief. Now, maybe they, like they said earlier, is because it was blocking and we didn't. But as they got a little bit closer, you know what I mean? I was able to see a few things, but it still from a distance looks like it hasn't had any activity. And like I said, its distance from the Sun could mean just extreme cold weather temperatures, man. Everything could be ice. That could be the picture that we're getting. You know what I mean? And everything could be up under the layer of ice. That could be where all the volcanoes and different things like that, the craters are up under the ice, but it's so cold as far as temperature wise, we don't get to see it. So
Therefore, no one on Earth can observe a whole orbit of Neptune in their lifetime. As a matter of fact, there are occasions when Neptune is farther from the Sun than Pluto, which is one of the solar system's many mysteries. However, there's one simple explanation. Pluto's very eccentric oval-shaped orbits puts it inside Neptune's orbit for 20 years every 248 Earth years. It was between the years 1979 and 1999 when this phenomenon was last seen. You may be wondering right about now that Pluto and Neptune will eventually collide. But rest assured that this will never happen, since Neptune makes 3 orbits of the Sun for every 2 that Pluto does. Due to this pattern's repetition, the 2 bodies are kept at a safe distance from one another. Neptune, like Mars and Earth, has a 28-degree axial tilt with respect to the plane of its orbit around the Sun. Therefore, Neptune has 4 distinct seasons like Earth does. However, each one lasts for more than 40 years due to the planet's extremely long year. Neptune is one of the celestial planets with rings, in addition to having moons. The planet contains at least 5 rings, which are called Gale, Leverrier, Lassell, Arago, and Adams.
40-year seasons, though. Let's get back to that, bro. 40-year means you'd be 40 years old before you see, or you know what I mean? If the season started when you were born, you would be 40 years old before you got another season. I hope you wasn't born in like fall and have to go from fall to winter. That's pretty much your life. Cold.
From closest to farthest from the planet. According to experts, the rings are quite new and transient. Thanks to the JWST, we will soon know significantly more about Neptune despite its great distance. While the primary objective of the telescope is to study distant objects that tell the tale of the origin of the universe, the JWST will also investigate the planets in our solar system and is already achieving remarkable results in this regard. Neptune appears deep blue in earlier Hubble Space Telescope pictures owing to methane in its atmosphere. The planet appears greyish-white in near-infrared wavelengths acquired by Webb's primary imager NIRCam, with ice clouds striping the surface. The rings are more
ice clouds, bro. Ice clouds.
Imager NIRCam, with ice clouds striping the surface. The rings are more reflective in the infrared, McCoffrian said, so they're much easier to see. According to NASA, the image also reveals an unusual brightness at the summit of Neptune. Astronomers have yet to see the planet's north pole since it's tilted away from Earth and takes 164 years to circle the Sun. Webb also discovered 7 of Neptune's 14 known moons. In a zoomed-out view, what seems to be a very brilliant spiky star is actually Triton, Neptune's unusual, massive moon, haloed by Webb's notorious diffraction spikes. Triton, which is bigger than Pluto, seems brighter than Neptune due to its icy layer which reflects light. Meanwhile, Neptune absorbs most of the light falling on it, according to Makofrian. Triton is the only huge moon in the solar system that orbits its planet in the opposite direction of its rotation, a process known as retrograde orbit. Because Triton orbits Neptune in the opposite direction, it is thought to have been an object from the neighbouring Kuiper belt that got trapped in the planet's orbit. The surface temperature of Triton is roughly minus 391 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 235 degrees Celsius. The moon's thin atmosphere has been detected multiple times from Earth and is becoming warmer, but scientists are baffled as to why. As astronomers scan the cosmos for additional planets like ours, they've discovered that ice giants like Neptune and Uranus are the most prevalent in the Milky Way. By being able to look at these ones in great detail, we can key into our observations of other ice giants, Makofrian explained. So what will a JWST investigate on Neptune? One of them is a bizarre spectacle on Neptune in which diamonds practically rain down from the sky. With an atmosphere composed mostly of hydrogen, helium and methane, as well as high temperature and pressure, carbon atoms may combine to create diamonds and shower down onto this planet. Researchers at the SLAC National Accelerator Laboratories even recreated this unusual weather phenomenon in a laboratory to show that diamonds really do rain on Neptune. However, with the JWST, scientists will be able to do much more than replicate. They will be able to investigate Neptune in order to learn more about diamonds.
And possibly bring some of those diamonds back for research. You know, they're gonna find a way to leave that little tidbit out of the, you know what I mean? When it comes back and it brings back samples and different things, kind of like the rover is doing, they gonna forget and leave out the fact that they brought a ton of diamonds back with them.
Replicate. They will be able to investigate Neptune in order to learn more about diamonds. How do these diamonds form on Neptune? Scientists investigating Neptune have discovered that the planet's intense heat is a key factor in the formation of diamonds in the atmosphere. When they accumulate and get quite heavy, they begin to shower down on the planet.
Wow.
But you can't venture out there to grab them owing to the conditions within the planet, no matter how ambitious you are. Scientists have already studied Neptune using the Hubble Space Telescope, but nothing compares to what the JWST will uncover. Hubble looks at the universe in every visible colour using near-infrared and visible wavelengths, whereas JWST will look at what's going on at the planet in mid-infrared, which is a little higher than visible and near-infrared wavelengths. Let us now inform you about one of the many terrifying sights that await you on your trip to Neptune: wind. On Earth, wind is useful for drying clothes and powering turbines, and when it grows to hurricane proportions, it can wipe out everything in its path. On Neptune, though, the wind swiftly turns destructive. This planet has the fastest wind in the solar system, period. Here we're talking about winds that can reach over 2,100 kilometers per hour.
Why are the winds that fast? Like, we gonna need some type of weighted suits if we ever want to venture there, just to keep us anchored to the ground. Why is the wind that fast?
Here we're talking about winds that can reach over 2,100 kilometers per hour. How a frigid planet like Neptune can produce such high velocity winds is a mystery that has baffled astronomers for a long time.
Yeah.
Their best guess is that the low temperatures and fluid gas movement in the planet's atmosphere minimize friction, making it simple to produce fast-moving winds. While the deep blue color of Neptune is appealing, few people are aware of its origin. Even more fascinating, the adjacent planet Uranus is also blue, but not as blue as Neptune. Patrick Irwin, a planetary physicist at Oxford University, and his colleagues have come up with an answer. The two planets have a similar size and mass, but that's not all. Using the Gemini North Telescope in Hawaii, the Hubble Space Telescope and other observations, the researchers gained a thorough grasp of each planet's atmosphere. Methane in their atmospheres gives Neptune and Uranus their distinctive blue colour. However, a crucial intermediate layer of methane haze on Uranus seemed to be twice as thick as the one on Neptune, and it is the existence of this extra haze that caused the apparent difference. Both Uranus and Neptune would lose their haze as methane ice is pulled into the lower atmosphere, where it would fall as methane snow. However, Neptune's increased activity causes its snow to develop more often, resulting in a thinner haze layer and a deeper blue colour. Irwin and his colleagues also attempt to explain Neptune's black patches, which are visible on images of the planet. These regions are both abundant and strange. They are presumably generated by a darkening of the haze particles, which might be caused by hydrogen sulfide ice evaporating. More Webb studies of Triton and Neptune are planned over the coming year, which will reveal much more of their secrets. Let's hear what you think about Neptune and its mysteries in the comments section below.
You got ice clouds, like, why is it always automatic? But you got ice clouds, you got diamonds falling out the sky, you know what I mean? Like the Rihanna song, you're a diamond in the sky. But I don't know, man. I think as far as what we'll get and learn from the James Webb, well, I don't know, it'll give us more information. We know that for sure, but at the same time, like, what are we looking to get? I don't see where life could possibly be habitable on Neptune. So that leads me to believe that they're really interested in those diamonds, because we should be moving on to something else. The temperature's there, everything. I don't foresee life being there. Not saying it couldn't be, but I just don't see it. 40-year seasons. I think we get the information we gather and we move on. If we stay there, then they found something that they want, and that's why they're doing further investigations on it. You know what I mean? Some further research. So, y'all get at me in the comment section though and let me know what you thought about this video, man. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.